Hello, YouTubers. This is take two because interrupted the first time. This is the 24th of, I was going to say March for some reason, but it's May, and no, it's not snowing outside. I don't think. 62 degrees, but it is raining. Um, I wanted to share SOTU Tuesday this time around. And, if you're like me, you're probably going to listen to it a few times. Um, And there's a lot of information in this particular thing. I think they're bringing us to a certain level of understanding in these weekly sessions, as the live conversations that we're doing through the TV studio are a little different. Um, so unknown caller. I rarely answer the phone anyway, but an unknown caller is going to have a least chance of getting me to pick up the phone. One of the things about the forgiveness part is that it's very hard to forgive the actions that somebody does to you, but it may be easier to understand the why. For example, child abuse. Oftentimes, child abuse is something that's portrayed over generations. So, if a person has suffered some child abuse, chances are that person that's the perpetrator was also abused in some way. And that's perpetrators was abused in some way and so forth until at such point that someone decides to say stop, and they either receive certain therapy, be able to pass to make a stop of that whole thing and not perpetuate it. So um, and oftentimes when we're looking at a lot of the stuff that's going on, just like this awful thing with this person that did the bombing over there in England this week, and why would they think that this is a perfectly fine thing to do? And for some reason they think that this is the way to stop um, the way that they have an opinion over the singer. I don't know. Did they just go there because it was a crowd and it was the only thing available in the area? Or were they actually having opinion of the singer's political stance or social stance? Or, I don't know. But for whatever reason, that person that actually took the action to strap the thing onto themselves, believed that this was the way to do it. And the only way that would have happened was if they were taught that by somebody else, probably an elder, that believed that that was the only way to do it. Obviously the elder didn't actually do it because they would have moved off the planet. But, this action of protests, obviously does not have the impact that I think that they're trying to achieve. If they're just trying to achieve fear, then I suppose it is achieving it. But if they're actually trying to make a political statement, all it does is instigate violence and anger, and it's an opposite effect. So when you're looking at some kind of a personal situation where something has personally happened to you, and you think that no way I'll ever forgive that person, then maybe you don't necessarily have to forgive that person, but it could be useful to try to figure out why. Why did they choose this particular path? And you might have to look back in their past to see, who it was that taught them that this was an appropriate thing. It's like swearing. You know, who teaches kids to swear? Well, usually they hear that stuff around the family in their own household. More so than they hear it out on the street, but it could be out on the street. But, that's just a thing. So forgiveness part. I think one of the first steps to forgiveness is understanding the why. So take a listen to SOTU Tuesday this week. Yes, I know it's Wednesday, and I froze someplace it's Thursday. What can I say? Yes, today was really busy for me.